All right, wanted to just talk a little something about some brake fluid stuff here. Yeah, no, that's not the ideal stuff we're going to be using. In the end, we're going to be using some pentolin, something like that. Higher boiling point, but anyhow, just this is something that I wanted to share because I keep hearing people talk about this, and that is, well, of course you can see it back there, the brake system. Okay, I keep hearing people talk about the brake system, how water gets in there over a period of time, air gets in there, dirt, grime, and that's why it needs to be flushed. No, water should not be making its way in this system. Now, while that cap is sealed, there's no holes, nothing on top in the clutch, even though there is a tiny hole, as you can see. Okay, you have a rubber seal that goes inside here. The reason for that hole in that is so that when this compresses or expands or contracts as needed, it doesn't pressurize the system. It allows it to expand up, and then when it needs to, comes back. Okay, but this system is completely closed. While this is for a clutch, it is the same thing as a brake system. You're going to have your fluid reservoir, which is there on top, which connects to your master cylinder, which is right there. Okay, that brake booster, master cylinder, and you have your brake lines that come out and go to your wheels. Now in this case, obviously underneath there is an ABS module, but all that ABS module is just in line. That's it. Same thing. Reservoir, master cylinder. Then you got your line that goes down to your slave cylinder. Okay, there is nothing anywhere along this that should expose this to atmosphere, moisture, rain, whatever, driving through puddles, anything. There's nothing at all that once this is in there and the cap's on and it's tightened up, there's nothing that should get in there. Now, why does this get dirty? Because you heat up your clutch, because you heat up your brakes, you boil off that brake fluid, which changes the chemical composition. The pistons in your calipers, they get rust. That rust ends up getting into the brake lines. Sometimes you get dirt and grime that might fit through there because the seals aren't perfect. So it's not a NASA sealed, environment where, almost nothing is going to get through the system. But even if you completely seal this off so nothing can get through, the natural breakdown of the brake fluid uh, and the lines and stuff is going to cause debris to go in there. But there should never be moisture. So if you have water in this, if you have water in that one, that means there's a break in the system somewhere and that needs to be repaired. If you're going to sell somebody on a brake flush and you show them that there's water or debris or something in there, it's not because it's not a sealed system. So you may want to also tell them, hey, we need to flush this, but we also need to look at why it needs to be flushed. Okay, it's important to change the brake fluid periodically, no different than changing antifreeze, no different than changing transmission fluid, no different than changing oil. You should do that on a regular basis. But if it's got debris or water or anything, find the problem. That's also something that you can kind of upsell if you want to look at it, preventative maintenance if you want to look at it, or just fixing a problem. Letting the customer know, hey, there's fluid in here which is not supposed to be, whether it's water or something else, whatever. We need to find out why. It may need a new cap. It may need a new reservoir. You may have a crack in a line. You may have a caliper that's stuck and is causing the issue. Whatever it may be, the most important thing is not just the flush, but to find out why it needs the flush. So just a little information there. And if anybody else tries to tell you otherwise, you may want to just by yourself, take a look at that system, follow it everywhere, and see how it's possible that water can get in there. Okay? Open up that cap, look at that rubber seal. Now, there are some that may vent, and that may be because there is going to be a time where it moves a lot of fluid and you need it to exhaust air, but it should never allow moisture in. Moisture in the system is extremely bad. So take a look at your system on your vehicle or any vehicle that you're working on and see if I'm accurate or if I'm not accurate. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And if you would, like and subscribe.